So we're here with Bill Leverty of Firehouse today. How you doing, Bill?
Hey, great. Thanks for having me, Mitch, man. Great to be here.
Yeah, no problem. So you've been releasing a lot of singles these days, solo singles. Part of a greater album to come, or what's going on with all these releases?
Well, my philosophy now that the album is really a challenge to release is just put out one song at a time. And when you put out one song at a time, you can tell people about the song. You can kind of focus on the one song instead of trying to climb a mountain of 10. And in putting out one song, also, you aren't really tied to any specific theme or any specific sound. You can do whatever you feel like at the time. So you're artistically more free. So I just put out a song, put it up. What I've been doing is announcing it through my Facebook page or Twitter or whatever, and saying, "Hey, I got a new song." You go to my website, you can get it before it's up on iTunes or Amazon or whatever. Then you can get it by pushing a donate button, and you donate $1 or more if you feel so inclined. And then I email you the song, I email you the lyrics, I email you the artwork, and then you can listen to it, and you're supporting the artist directly instead of going through Apple or Amazon or whatever. And then I'll do another one. It could be a different genre. I try to tell people what genre it is in case you don't like country or whatever, which was my last one.
Right, that's the for better or forget it.
Yeah, which was fun. I mean, I wrote that song a year and a half ago, and I just got around to finishing it. So, I kind of warned people in advance, if you don't like country, this might not be your thing, but, I did it anyway, and it's fun. I learn when I do it. I get, more experience as an artist, as a producer in trying to become, more well-rounded, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that sort of direct to fan contact, because when you were signed with Firehouse back in the early 90s and you won the Grammy and all this, there was no contact with the fans. I mean, you saw them backstage as you darted to the bus, but how is it now actually exchanging emails and getting them to donate straight to you and showing that they want your music? It's a whole new
Yeah,
experience.
it's wonderful. I wish we had more time back in the day to hang out with people, but we had a tour manager pulling us, by the neck, saying, "Come on!"
Yeah.
And when you were trying to hang out and talk to the people who had bought your album or had come to your show, now we actually go out and meet everybody after our set and hang out with everybody. But the great thing about Facebook or uh, Twitter is that people can email you directly, and I answer all my own stuff. So if I haven't answered, um,
So you don't have a staff.
no, there's no staff. And if there isn't time right away, I usually get around to it later. So I think that Facebook's the best thing for me, because Twitter, I don't tend to do it as much, although that's part of my New Year's resolution coming up, is to do more with Twitter. But I do answer my Facebook messages. So that's one way to kind of stay in touch with people and to get the feedback directly.
Now, what's going on with Firehouse? Every so often you do a show, but new album, new DVD. Is there anything coming up?
Well, our plan is to do a song, just like I was
Okay.
telling you about, doing these one song at a time. Everybody's, kind of spread out everywhere, so it's really hard to get everybody together. If we all lived in Los Angeles, it'd be easy to get everybody together and record a song. But because we all live all over the place, it's hard to get everybody together just to have a cup of coffee sometimes. So, we're
Right,
gonna.
and you can't record on the road either. So
No, it's really tough with our touring. The way that we do it is we get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go catch the 6 a.m. flight to fly to Atlanta, to wait for a few hours to catch a flight to Salt Lake City, to then get in a van and drive for 3 hours to then set up a show. And by the time we get up there to play, that's all the energy we have left is for the show and the meet and greet afterwards. And then we got to either fly home the next day or fly to the next gig. So there's really no time to write out on the road, because we're really out there for a brief amount of time, and there's no sleep. So we really don't have much time to write out there.
but also, this summer you helped me with my A World with Heroes Kiss tribute. You did the song Deuce, and you did some work on the song Reason to Live. Why can't Firehouse do? And by the way, you did that all through the computer. We weren't in a room. You sent tracks. Why not do that with Firehouse? Why wouldn't it work?
Well, it will work, and
It
that's
will
what
work. Okay.
our plan is to
Okay.
do that when we can get everybody, uh, you know, with our schedules kind of to line up and get our plan together to do a song. But it all starts with you know, kind of clearing the deck with other stuff that we've got. I mean, everybody's doing other stuff right now with their families or whatever, and right around Christmas time right now, which is what it is now. That's it's just tough to get everybody even to respond to an email at the same time right now, as opposed to everybody get together on a conference call and talk about ideas for a song. So
Now,
yeah, it's just a scheduling thing more than anything else.
yeah, and with your solo stuff, you've gone with Wonderlust and some of the other ones. You've gone outside of the sort of hair rock or rock and roll, more into the country and other flavors. Where does that come into Firehouse? Are you going to start influencing it with that, or where do you go?
I think Firehouse has always been the outlet for me to do melodic hard rock,
Right.
and I like melodic hard rock probably the most out of everything. So Firehouse is, I think, our fans expect a certain style from us from that, and we don't want to. We're really happy doing that with them, and I like doing melodic hard rock with me as a singer and with playing different stuff as a solo artist too. But and that's sort of always been my main direction
Right.
as an artist. But Firehouse, I think we're going to keep it that way, barring any unforeseen reason where we want to try something different. We did a little bit with Category 5. We did a kind of a stretch in some other areas, but I think mostly we're headed in that melodic hard rock kind of vibe.
Yeah, and you talked about your voice. Again, and I'll go back this summer. You did the song "Deuce" and you sang on it, and it was so well received. You've got a great voice. Why just be a guitarist? Why were you not a singer back in the day? Why did you hide those pipes of yours?
Well, when you got CJ Snare as a lead singer, you don't really need anybody else doing it.
I
I mean,
say throw him out. No,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
kidding,
he's such a
CJ.
great singer, and he's a really great artist all the way around. Great songwriter and everything.
Right.
I think as I get older and I
But you
come
weren't
up with
very
ideas.
confident in singing, though.
I beg your pardon?
You weren't very confident in your singing. You didn't think you had a great voice, but you
Well, I
do.
still don't. I think I'm kind of a hack, but I like to sing and I love to record and I love to write. And if I can write something that's in my range and in my style, then I do want to sing it. And so that's what I've been doing lately. And it's a lot of fun. And I think that I'm a better singer today than I was yesterday,
Hmm.
only because I'm practicing more and I'm working on. I'm still, I still have the same instrument here, so it has its limitations. But I figure, as an artist, if I can develop this and try to get as much as I can out of it, then it's time well spent.
Oh, absolutely. So where do we go in 2014? More songs from you. When is the Firehouse song coming out? What would be the schedule, you think?
Well, I think sometime early in 2014 we'll get together and try to write it,
Okay.
and we want it to be something that we're all really proud of, and that's that setting, where that bar is set
Pretty
is
high.
pretty high, at least for us. So we have to make sure we achieve that before we put out something that isn't really all that good. So that I think is a little bit intimidating in itself. So once we get to that point, then we'll start putting all the pieces together and then going. So we don't want to rush it, and we certainly haven't. But
No.
in the
Well,
meantime, if I get an idea about for better or forget it or something like that, I just go with it, and then that's where I put my time. During the week when I'm at home, I'll start working on something like that. So I don't really have any set schedule, which is a
okay.
great thing
So
about
there's
this
no
job.
plan. There's no like I need to have 6 singles next year. There's nothing like that. It comes when it comes.
Yeah, and I like it that way. I mean, I try to get down here and get to work, get my hands dirty, and just digging in with ideas and trying to develop them. And if something happens, it happens. If not, then I just always walk out of here going, hey, at least I got some hours with my instrument and some hours trying to come up with something, and that'll lead to the next thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, where can I find it? Is it Leverty.com or is it BillLeverty.com?
Yeah, it's Leverty.
Leverty.com, right? And of
Yeah.
course, they can find you on iTunes. And anything else we need to plug? Oh, the Facebook, of course.
Well, yeah, and I forget. I think that's Leverty Music, Facebook.com/Leverty Music. But well, I just wanted to thank you for
Yeah.
having me on that Kiss tune. I mean, that was my favorite Kiss song of all time. And when you said, "Hey, do you want to be on a Kiss tribute record?" I was like, "Oh man, I would love to." And then I asked you if I could sing, and you were so generous in giving me that opportunity to do that. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're
That
very
gave me a lot
welcome.
of confidence, and then some of the other people that you introduced me to through that project, it's been a wonderful experience. And I'm glad that you did so much and raised so much for such a great cause. I was so proud to be a part of it. You know, I lost my parents, to both of them, to cancer.
Okay.
I lost a wonderful cousin to cancer. I mean, we've all lost so many people to that. And the fact that you're giving so much to
Yeah,
people in
we
need is
gave
just beautiful.
25,000 off the album sales, and the it's on iTunes now, but we haven't had a what do you call it? Not a bill, but an account. We haven't had an account from iTunes yet, but it's selling like hotcakes. So when that comes in, who knows? It's going to be another couple thousand, 10,000. Who knows? It's going really crazy.
Yeah, it's terrific, man.
And by the way, just speaking of that, Guns N' Roses' manager Alan Niven, he called me up after he heard your version of Deuce, and he said, "That's the surprise right there. That's the killer track." I mean, he was blown away by your vocals.
Well,
So
that's such an honor coming from a guy like him who, I loved his work with the Great White also.
that's right.
And he's just a great writer and a musician in his own right. And that's incredible. I can't thank you enough and him enough for saying nice things about that. So that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was great all around, and thank you for doing it. And I think what a lot of people don't know is that people like Bill, like yourself, volunteered your time. You did it for the cause, and you know it was a great cause, and it's still a great cause. And
Well, I
thank
have
you
to
for
be
that.
honest. I have to, you were so welcome, but I have to be honest. There was an ulterior motive, and that was that I always loved that song. It was my favorite Kiss song of all time, and a great opportunity to, play with Reagan and Valentine also, and
Russ
to
Dwarf.
a Russ Dwarf. So to just be a part of that was just a whole lot of fun. And I learned a lot in doing it. So every I got a great benefit out of it, but the ultimate benefit is to being part of such a great
Yeah,
positive thing in the world to do what you did, and
yeah.
you
Thank you.
did a huge. It was a huge undertaking putting all those
Seven
artists
months.
together.
7 months.
7 months, and I don't know how many egos you had to deal with, but it had to have been a lot. And the fact that you got through all that with such a great outcome and a great product at the end
Yeah.
is just wonderful.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And I got to say, it was 7 months of hard work, and there were a couple at the beginning who said, "I want my track to be first" and all that. And by the end of it, I can't complain. Everybody was very gracious with their time, with their music, with their talents. The ego started right at the beginning, but after where they saw what the project was and where it was going, everybody just went, "Okay, let's just go this way," and it was great. So, but that said, let's go to iTunes and look up Bill Leverty and pick up his singles, and pick up Deuce while you're there too, and head over to Leverty.com. Thank you,
Amen,
Bill.
brother. Thanks a lot. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
the love.
Say hi to your family for me.
Hey, man, you too.
And anytime you got something to plug, let's do this. We can do a couple, capsules, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, and we'll send it out
Oh,
to all the fans.
that'd be awesome. What's the program you use again? What's it called? iRecord or
Call Recorder, and I
Call Record?
believe the company is called Ecam, Ecom. I'll send you the link later, but it's called Call Recorder. $20. You can tape all your Skype
Yeah,
conversations.
that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Mitch. Great to
Cheers.
see you. Have
Have
a
a
good
good
one, buddy.
one.
All right, take
Bye bye
care.
now.
See you. Bye bye.